Hi, I'm Jimster71 and today we are going to be taking a look at the new Energy DLC pack for Dirt 5. Now this is available for all versions of the game, but it's going to be the PS5 version that I'm looking at today. So if we look on the store, we can see the Dirt 5 Energy pack is listed. Click on that. In the UK, it's £9.49. Now if you've bought the Amplified Edition when the game was launched, or you've bought the Year 1 upgrade since then this is actually available for free. Now to get the free version, you click on that, go to the bottom one, and then it'll show up as free if you've got those versions of the game. I've already purchased it, as you can see there. Now in the pack you get 4 new cars, a number of new single player events, as well as some new designs for liveries, lanyards and things like that. So we'll jump into the game and take a look at what you actually get in the pack. Into the game, and the first part of the DLC you will find in the career mode. As you can see, there's a new energy path to the campaign. It comes with 75 new events, so if you're a fan of the single player and all the events in the campaign for that, then you've got another 75 events to sink your teeth into. Much like the standard single player, it's a variety of events across the different countries, but these have been designed to try and show off the new cars that are in the DLC pack. As well as the new events, there's actually 2 new sponsors in the game. Mad Croc is the first one, and Excite Energy is the other sponsor that you get. As with the original sponsors, as you unlock levels, you'll unlock various customization options. So if you head into your profile and player card, you'll see that there's some new customization options for Excite and Mad Croc. As you can see there, a couple of new lanyard options. And we've also got the red swirly lanyard for Mad Croc and the rhinoceros option for Excite. As I mentioned before, there's 4 new cars in the DLC pack, so we'll jump into the garage and take a little look at those. Now the first 2 are actually in the pre-runner category. Now the first of those is the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This is Performance B, Handling B, 4-wheel drive, 420 brake horsepower, 624 newton meters of torque, and 2008 kilograms in weight. So it's quite a heavy beast. It's got a little snorkel on the side. So we'll have a little look at the car, open the doors, little nose round, snorkel. It's sort of like a midnight blue colour is the default. Very nice. So what we'll also do is we'll have a little look at the liveries. So we've got this interesting green squirrely thing. And we've also got a Mad Croc livery, which is obviously one of the new sponsors in the game. So yeah, there's the 2 liveries you can unlock for the Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Right, so the second of the new pre-runners is the GMC Sierra. This is Performance C, Handling A, 4-wheel drive again, also 420 brake horsepower and 624 newton meters of torque. The difference here is it is lighter at 2,245 kilograms. So we'll have a little look around this one. Engine looks pretty similar. This comes in this nice matte grey colour. I think this is definitely the better looking of the 2 vehicles. But performance wise, be interested to compare them in the actual game. Right, so let's see what liveries we get. Well, there's a livery, isn't it? Wow, look at that. That's like a vinyl wrap body shop, and it's basically whatever they had left after they finished wrapping all the other cars. I was like, whatever's left, just stick it on, we'll have that. Wow. Alright, and the other one is Excite Energy, which is the other sponsor, as I've shown before. It's quite a nice, quite like that one. That kind of pink and blue livery. Yeah, not too bad. As before, you have to wear those to unlock them in the game. Right, so the next 2 vehicles are in the Rally GT class. The first of which is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. This is Performance S, Handling a B, 761 brake horsepower, That's quite a lot. And 1,050 Newton meters of torque. Wow, this is torquey, but it's heavy too. 2,300 kilograms. Now this is actually an electric car, which is why we've got such a massive torque value from the electric motors that it has in the car. So if we have a little inspect, open the doors and have a little nose around. Comes in this nice metallic pearlescent orange. It clashes slightly with the tan interior, but there we go. Right, let's see what liveries we get with this. So we get an Excite sponsor livery. It's quite a nice livery actually, it suits the car. And the other one is... wow. That kind of goes a bit with that lanyard you get. But that's quite cool. Nice pearlescent pink and blue. I actually quite like that. Some might find it a bit garish, but I actually quite like it. Right, so the other car you get is the Alpine A110 Sports Cross. This is performance A, handling of B, rear wheel drive, a lot less power, 266 brake horsepower, and a lot less torque, 400 Newton meters. But it is a lot lighter, it's less than half the weight of the other one. So it'll be interesting to see how the two of them compare together. So let's have a little inspect of it. The shape of it reminds me a little bit of a Lotus Exige for some strange reason. But there we go. Interesting choice of default colour. It's kind of a matte cream. If you like that kind of thing. Now I've not actually unlocked this in the game yet, because you do have to, even though you get them in the DLC, you've still got to unlock them with your in-game currency. I've bought the other ones, but not this one yet. So I can't really check what the liveries are like. I will have a look at that, possibly when I've completed some of the events. So a quick jump to future me. I've done a few events, earned some cash, come back and bought the Alpine so we can have a little look at what the liveries are on this car. So have a little look, and the first one you get is an Icebreaker themed livery. It's an interesting cracked sort of turquoise effect. The other livery is a Mad Croc themed livery in the metallic orange, a bit like on the other car. So there we go, those are the liveries you get with the Alpine. So, back to me in the past to play through some events. Onto the gameplay, and we've got one of the new events from the DLC pack showing off the two new pre-runners you get. On the left we've got the GMC, and on the right the Silverado. I'm going to switch the audio between the two as we go along. This is actually lap 2 of the race, which is the fastest lap with both of the cars. Now one of the things you might notice is I'm still in traffic with the GMC, whereas I'm completely clear on the Silverado, because I found that one had a bit more power off the line. So I left the AI pretty quickly. By the end of the first lap, I was pretty much done with the AI on the Silverado, and I still had to battle a fair bit with the GMC throughout lap 2. I think once I got past these guys, I was pretty much clear on it. But the power of the Chevrolet definitely seems more than the GMC, and you could pull away from the pack much easier. This is on hard AI, by the way, just so you know what level I'm playing on. The GMC I did find was much better on the corners. It did steer a lot better, it didn't slide quite so much. Maybe because it's a bit lighter than the Chevrolet. Overall though, the times, I managed it a lot quicker on the GMC. I put some of that down to familiarity with the track. But there we go for the pre-runners. Onto the Rally GC cars now, and this is another of the events from the DLC. As you can see, the Porsche sounds a bit like a UFO, which is quite weird. But this thing goes like the clappers. It really does. The power and the torque you get off the Porsche is amazing. And it's got no gears, which is really weird to drive, so it's like driving a scale electric car. It's just no gears, it's just stop and go. Now the Alpine on the ice isn't particularly great because it's rear-wheel drive, so it's all over the place. But both cars left the AI pretty quick on this one, again playing on hard with the AI. But the Porsche was in another level on the ice. It's just so grippy, probably down to the extra weight. You have to be careful with that weight sliding around the bends, but once you got the power down on the Porsche, it was just gone. It was really good. Now we'll just have a little look at the final times. Now for that lap, the Porsche was a second quicker than the Alpine, but over the entire race, which is only 3 laps, we did it 9 whole seconds quicker than the Alpine. So that shows you what difference the Porsche has on the ice over the Alpine. Now after driving the 2 cars on the ice, I wanted to see how they would compare on a normal sort of track that you get in the game. So this is one of the events off the normal single player, this isn't a DLC event. But as you can see, the Porsche just left the pack for dead on that one, and just absolutely pulled away. Now the Alpine is no slouch on this track, and I do okay with the Alpine, just because of the familiarity I think with the second time through with the Alpine. But with it being rear wheel drive, you've really got to watch out on the corners, because as soon as you put the power down, the thing wants to slide away. But if you can control that, it's actually pretty quick. The acceleration's not too bad, and with it being much lighter than the Porsche, it doesn't slide around quite so much. As you can see on the footage of the Porsche, I'm kind of sliding wide on most of the corners, and that's just down to the weight of the car and the speed you're putting down. But the Porsche really is easy mode. You can, if you get an event, a Rally GT, if you just want to win it and make it nice and easy, select the Porsche. It's easy mode, it really is. It's ridiculous, the performance of it. Now the Alpine was really good fun. I enjoyed driving the Alpine. Both of them are a bit squirrely on the tarmac. They seem to be set up for dirt on these races, but on the tarmac they just slip and slide all over the place. Like I said, yeah, the Alpine's really good fun to drive. That back end sliding around, trying to control it, it's a bit more of a challenge. But both cars, the AI is nowhere to be seen on this. It's a point-to-point race, this one, but you can see massive skids on the Alpine. And when we get to the end of the race, which should be coming up before too long, you'll see that the times actually aren't that much different. The Porsche, I think, finished about a second quicker than the Alpine over the whole race. But performance-wise, it wasn't as big a gap as I was expecting compared to what we saw on the ice. Starting to get the hang of the Porsche a little bit on those corners, taking them a bit better. Just making up this hill. On the final straight, it's just round there, and we're coming up to the finish line for the Porsche. So we're done with the Porsche, 2:15.084 and 2:16.953 for the Alpine. So not as big a difference as it was on the ice. And there we have it, that pretty much covers all the main items in the new Energy DLC pack for Dirt 5. I've been Jimster71, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and until then I will say bye for now.